Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 23rd of January. This is for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you the standout features of this week that we can all relate to collectively, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you in forensic detail all the zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces. If you're a returning viewer to my channel, thank you so much for joining me once more. If you're new to me, it's great to have you with me. If you'd care to like or subscribe or comment, you're very welcome. This is very much a community and it's wonderful to have you with me. Now this week does see one of the standout aspects in astrology, the Sun in an alliance with Jupiter. Jupiter in the sign of Aries is very much about new beginnings and freshness. In the sign of Aquarius, the Sun, Venus and Saturn is very much about the collective. It's how we interact and network, it's our friendships, but also our longer term planning. Because last Saturday there was a new moon in Aquarius, which is also feeling the energy of Pluto, the planet of great change, it may feel as if this is a really historic time for many of us. So what does it mean, that aspect between the Sun and Jupiter? I think it can be when we supercharge our longer term plans in a way which feels right for us now. We very often will have hopes, but when we get to that point where we achieve what we set out to do, we realise that we've actually shifted. And I think there can be a little bit of that this week. But Mercury, the planet of communication, is still forging a jarring angle to Mars. Mercury wants us to slow things down and examine possibilities in a very thorough and step-by-step way. It's in the earthy sign of Capricorn. Mars in Gemini wants things to go quick, very quick. But later this week, Mercury actually forges a brilliant link with Uranus, which will help us to embrace things that can speed up. Also, from Monday to Wednesday, Venus and Saturn are still within 3 degrees of one another, and they're asking us to think very carefully about the quality of our alliances. Now, Saturn can either be a cold and limiting influence or a very stabilising one. So we may find ourselves asking some key questions about close relationships, particularly as Venus moves into the sign of reflection of Pisces on Friday. Now there is a quarter moon as this week draws to a close. As much as the sign of Aquarius is very idealistic, the sign of Taurus is very realistic. And there may be something that we just need to make sure it stays in kilter between those two areas. As much as we'd like life to be a certain way, it is as it is. But then at the same time, that doesn't mean to say we can't apply our values and standards to that reality. And that's really what I feel is coming to the fore as this week draws to a close. Now, if you would like to ascend above this zodiac broadcast and understand what the next year will hold for you as an individual, if you give me 3 pieces of personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, I can give you your forecast, plus in my special package, your life roadmap analysis. This will help you to understand your astrological influences at a much more intimate level. Seize upon the ones that give you possibilities, but also work out some that have snagged you over time. There's 30% off. Please see the link below. And in my special package, you also get your free zodiac, Vedic and Chinese forecasts for 2023. So Pisces, your week commencing the 23rd of January forecast is going to see Venus, the planet of charm, the planet of attraction, the planet of money, arrive in your sign. If you have or do find yourself this week going through quite an intense process of contemplation around a relationship, possibly Venus moving into your sign is going to be the end of that process, but possibly also the end of the relationship. If on the other hand you're single, the soul searching that goes on earlier in the week just provides the platform to give you the idea of how you want to move forwards. And Venus moving into your own sign suggests that some kind of makeover that gives you extra confidence could be something that appeals to you. Now, Mars is, of course, going forwards in your fourth house of home, emotion, and family. So anything that is being restructured in those areas can start to pick up. But Mercury in your sector of friendship is still in that discordant angle. So you can't be too idealistic, basically, about some of your own personal needs. And it could see you feeling a bit more impatient with some of the friends who don't quite get where you're coming from. And the general energy in your 12th house could still point towards some kind of reconsideration about certain links you have. There may even be one big part of your life that you see yourself bringing to a close. And as Saturn moves into your sign on March the 7th, a new beginning will shape up. But this is a week when the Sun does forge a joyous link with Jupiter, the planet of fortune. And if you have worked tirelessly behind the scenes, or you've squirreled away savings or pension dividends for many years, you could have quite a surprise on how well you're doing in that regard. Then again, it may just be something in a more business context. If you're a creative, something you've been researching for a long time, or really applying yourself, not necessarily getting much recognition for, suddenly you can start to get much more, people can become much more aware of you and what you have to offer, and that could hold some kind of financial reward for you as this week goes on. Now, the quarter moon, which does occur on Saturday, just suggests that when it comes to the tittle-tattle and the social media onslaught that we all are on the end of these days, you may just want to draw in a little bit and protect yourself from some of that white noise, which could just take a little bit of your energy away as the week closes.